So today we are back out on the streets, and also I've got a very special guest with me. I have a stormtrooper. Anything you want to say? Absolutely nothing. Well, today we're going to be asking the public, what do they think of university? Is it riskier to stay in employment or start a business? And also, big thank you, because today is sponsored by
Jason Greystone.
So Jason, big thank you, and we're going to get into it.
Born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
I'll be 25.
You sure?
I'm 100%
So if you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
25.
What if you were born 10 years ago?
Yep.
You wouldn't be 10.
10, yeah, that's right.
There we go, you got it.
Got me there, mate. That's it, mate. Well done, yeah? Star Wars Trooper.
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
10.
Well done.
Thank
I saw
you.
that on TikTok very recently, actually.
It would have been a little bit hard to tie down, but Daddy's stepping in now.
What do you think's riskier, staying in employment or starting a business?
Starting a business,
Why?
because employment is a steady income, especially for me, because I've been there 6 years, the progress looks good, things like that. Starting a business, you've got to generate clients, well, not just business, but like word of mouth. That's where it's got a lot of it's got to come from. So someone's got to trust you to continue to go, then they've got to spread it to their friends and things like that. So it takes time, but if you've got the energy and the commitment and the determination, it could pay off big, but it's riskier to do that.
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
4.
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
4. No, you're so stupid. Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Would you not be 10?
No.
Here we go. So, if you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
4.
You wouldn't be 10 years old if you were born 10 years ago.
No, I'd be 4.
Well, you'd be a baby 10 years ago, and now you'd be 10.
Oh yeah.
It's a tough grind out here today. It's a tough crowd, isn't it? What do you think?
I think that they need to answer me, otherwise I'm going to get angry.
Well, there we go. That is the result. I don't even know that child.
Today we're asking people, what's riskier, staying in employment or starting a new business?
Starting a new business.
Why?
Overheads, initial capital, employing people, regulations. I could keep going.
Or could we say, is it more risky to put sort of your future and paycheck in the hands of an employer that could pull you in for redundancy?
Also a great question, but there are many employers out there and you don't have to think about it when you go home at night, so everybody's choice.
Thanks.
No worries.
What's heavier, a kilo bag of feathers or a kilo bag of rocks?
They're the same weight.
Oh, well done. How old would you be if you were born 10 years ago?
3.
How old would you be if you were born 10 years ago?
Whoa, 10.
Thanks. Well done.
Have you ever thought about starting your own business?
Obviously, yeah.
Oh, good man. And what?
Just create a new establishment with my own name and everything, and everyone buy off me.
Branding and business, yeah?
Yeah.
Love that, dude. Go smash it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
What's riskier, staying in employment or starting a business?
Oh, staying in employment, I think,
Why's that?
because you get bored and trapped. You've got to go out there and live your dreams.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. Good answer. Well
May
done.
the force be with you.
You'd be good in the Empire. Go up to him and say, follow me, Lawrence. I know, follow me, big boy. If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
I would be 15.
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be?
10 years ago, if you were born, how old would you be?
15? No.
Maybe you'd be a baby 10 years ago, so you'd be... If you were born 10 years ago, you'd be 10?
Yeah.
Well done, nice one. What's riskier, staying in employment or starting your own business?
Starting your own business is riskier by far, for sure.
Why?
Why? Well, the majority of businesses that are started fail, normally within the first year actually. Obviously it's easy to stay and be a grunt in Tesco's, probably pretty straightforward and relatively safe.
I was just going to say, do you know that statistic of in the first year, that's no longer valid? Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, so now it's actually less riskier, and it's the risk is higher now to stay in employment because of the mass redundancies and all AI coming in now.
Well, that is possibly the case. I mean, I wouldn't know. You're quoting facts that are outside of my experience. But, I mean, I still think that... I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from starting their own business, okay? I think that a safe job isn't necessarily a good job. And there's more important things than safety and security, because happiness and fulfillment are far more important motivators, so...
Thank you. Today we're asking people, what's riskier, staying in employment or starting a business?
I think the biggest risk would be staying in employment because you don't have a lot of control, and it's all about control. Now, I wouldn't want to be called into a meeting to say my job's being made redundant. However, if I started a business, which you can do from home, I have all the control. So I can make sure it goes well. Any downfalls would be my fault, and I have full control, and that's what it's about. So I think staying in employment is the biggest risk.
Okay, thank you so much. You'd be good in the Empire.